Hey guys, Neo Knight here. This is a new series I'm hoping to continue where we take a look at how a CSGO skin would look on another gun or knife. Today, I'm going to be showing you what the Doppler knife texture looks like on various gun skins. I will be showing you phases 1, 2, 3, 4, and Black Pearl, Ruby, Sapphire, in that order. Please feel free to give suggestions of things you'd like to see. Maybe you want to see an M4A1S fade, or a Desert Eagle bulldozer. I don't know. Leave a comment with your suggestion and it may end up in a future video. Also, please like the video if you enjoy, as it's taken a lot of time over the past week to make. Also, make sure you subscribe, as the CS20 case will be out soon. I will do a gameplay showcase of the new skins shortly after the release of that case. Now, let's get into it. So here we start with the usp-s. Here's phase 1 of the USP Doppler. Not bad. Not quite as good as the phase 2. Here you'll see with the phase 2 there's a bit more of a purple colour to this one. I really like the look of this USP actually. You'll notice that the USP-s seems to be one of the guns that this texture fits to the best. Phase 3 is probably my least favourite here, but I still quite like the green tinge and some of the colours it has to it. It's just bottom of the pile for me out of these. Much like phase 2 and 1, the phase 4 is just a bit better than phase 3, more blue and just a nicer blue colour overall. It's definitely a good looking skin though. Now, Black Pearl might be on par with phase 2 and 4 for me. Honestly, I've never spent much time looking at Black Pearl Dopplers, but I quite like these phase 2 and 4 ones. Now this is just sexy. USP-s Ruby Doppler. Beautiful looking skin. It just fits so well with the USP. You'll hear this a few times, but it has a similar look to the hot rod texture, which you get on the M4A1S and the Mp9. But this Ruby Doppler is a more metallic and gem-like colour and texture, obviously. Likewise, I also find the Sapphire to be stunning. It's really just a case of whether you prefer blue or red with these two. I really wish that these were in the game. Maybe one day there will be, but for now really this is the only way that we can enjoy them. Hopefully one day that changes. Now, on to the 5.7. This looks similar to the case hardened 5.7, where just the top is coloured. The Doppler skin also fits very well with the 5.7 like it did on the USP. Phase 2 does not look too different from Phase 1 here actually. Phase 1 seemed to have more colour than it should have. So that's clearly something that hasn't quite worked out here. So if these were implemented into the game, there would be a bit more of a difference between the two. Phase 3 again is just a bit bland in comparison to the rest. You'll notice a much bigger difference between phases 3 and 4 than you did with 1 and 2. Phase 4 is still very blue on the 5.7, much better than Phase 3. It just works well, looks very clean. I hope nobody gets mad here, but I feel like the Black Pearl here looks just not much better than Phase 3. I'm not really a big fan of the look on this one, really. Now back to Happy Town for the 5.7 Ruby. I really like how simplistic and clean the 5.7 looks with the Doppler skin on top. And I swear I just get hot rod vibes on every Ruby Doppler gun. If you don't like the shade of blue on the 5.7 case hardened, this is the skin for you. Beautiful dark blue shining in the sunlight. Let me know in the comments how much you'd be willing to pay if Valve added any of these Doppler gun skins to the game, and which would be in your main loadout. Here is the Mp9 Phase One. Again, the Doppler skin fits really well with the Mp9. The pattern on this looks really good with the purple and red split across it. Phase 2 is looking nice. It's a good blend of colour, looks very good when the sun's shining on it. Nothing wrong with this one really. Phase 3 continues to just look the most boring to me. Although I do like how it goes from black to blue to green across the gun, as you can see. I'm just really preferring the shade of blue on the Phase 4 to Phase 3. It looks clean. The skin it wouldn't look out of place in CSGO. I could imagine it in the game. Honestly, I think this Mp9 Black Pearl looks better than the USP N57 Black Pearls. I still think it's a bit underwhelming when the sun isn't shining on it, but I think it's an improvement. Here we go, the Gem Hot Rod, Mp9 Ruby. It's just a better looking hot rod. The gem texture just looks so much better than the plain metallic red. For me, this and the Sapphire would 100% be the best Mp9 skins in the game if they got added. Here's the Sapphire. What I like about the Ruby and Sapphire is they both look great in sunlight and in the dim artificial light, like in the tunnels. This would probably be my Mp9 skin if it was in the game, depending on the price, of course. Now the Deagle. There are a few issues with this one. As you can see, there are some bright pink spots on some parts, which wouldn't be there if it was added into the game. Again, with Phase 2 and the rest of these Deagle skins, try to ignore these few patches. They'll be different colours, but they still won't be right on any of these. The rest of the Deagle looks really good. There are some similar looking skins already in the game for the Deagle, but this is still cool. Not much to say here. Not the worst Phase 3 we've seen, but still, it's just behind the other phases still. Not as big of a difference between Phases 3 and 4 this time. Phase 4 is just a bit brighter and pops more. Similar kind of blue to the Colbert Disruption, I think. I'm starting to feel the Black Pearls are only expensive due to their rarity, as I feel like visually it's nowhere near the level of the Ruby and Sapphire. Often the majority of the phases look better than the Black Pearl, in my opinion. This looks a bit like the Deagle Sunset Storm skins. Great looking skin to get some quality 1-deags with. If someone had the skin in game, you'd know they love to deag. Obviously the Sapphire resembles the Colbert Disruption skin even more than Phase 4. Perfect combo would be to have a Sapphire Deagle on CT side, and a Ruby on T side. If you had a pile of money, that is. The M4A1S also has some issues like the Deagle, as you can see with the bright pink areas. Again, try to focus on the rest of the skin, as I think the Doppler skin looks great on the M4A1S. Phase 2 is looking good on the M4A1. Good blend of colour with the light purple to dark purple colours. The metallic look on an M4A1 is reminding me of the Atomic Alloy skin. Phase 3 on the M4A1 isn't awful. On this particular pattern it's nice how the blue is on the magazine and towards the barrel while it's green in the stock. I like this one. It's hard to ignore those bright blue spots because they actually fit quite well with the gun, but remember it wouldn't look exactly like this if it was added into the game. This Black Pearl skin is again made better by the mistakes. If those lighter purple bits weren't there, it would look a bit lackluster to me. I'm gonna say it again, looking like the M4 Hot Rod, but a bit lighter and sparklier. I think the Hot Rod is the most expensive M4A1 skin apart from the Knight. I think this would be worth more than the Hot Rod. Much like the Hot Rod, you'd be looking for that low float factory new one. Since we already have a similar red M4A1 in the Hot Rod, but not really a similar blue one, I think the Sapphire would be worth more than the Ruby. This is one of my favourites in this video. It would look stunning if that gem blue was on the whole gun. What's your price estimate on this one? That's all I've got for this video. Future skin videos like this will likely be shorter. This one was just so long since Dopplers have the 7 different types. I think it's highly unlikely these get added to the game, but it's cool to see what they look like anyway. Let me know which ones were your favourites in this video, suggestions of what you'd like to see, and anything else you'd like to add. Don't forget to subscribe, as I'm going to be making an effort to make videos again. Hopefully about once a week for now, but we'll see how it goes. Thanks for taking the time to watch my video. Neonite, out.